Alright guys, we're live here. Won't be a long live stream. Just in between classes decided to come out here and see where I can get done with the loboy in a couple minutes. So wait for some people to pop on. Here's the throwout bearing. We gotta put this on. I took it apart and packed it full of grease. So that should be okay for a little while. Anyhow, it is freaking cold out here. Well, it's around 30s. Cold enough, I should say. I want to put a temp gauge on this so I can watch the temp, but right now I'm not really worried about that. I was going to put that in the dash, but I don't really want to draw a hole in the dash. So I'll probably just make a mount or something that I can bolt on the top of the dash. Better than having to draw a 2-inch hole in the dash panel. But, okay, what do I want to do first? I might just get this throw out bearing installed here. See what I can do with it. I gotta remember which direction this goes. Okay, there's only one direction it goes, I guess. There's two, but there's only one correct direction, you know. Something like that. And you gotta put it in the right direction, which, you know, I put it in the wrong direction. Something like that. You guys can't see what I'm doing here. I gotta angle the camera down. I should get a new bearing for it. They're like 80 bucks right now. And I packed this one full grease. This one should go for a while yet. So I think it'll be just fine. What was that? Oh, okay, we're good. Actually, good idea. Let's put some grease on the pin. Angle you guys down a little bit so you can see. Now it's hard to see. Get some more light on the subject here. Actually, I can turn out one right there. Hang on a second. If I can find it, there's the plug. Alright, that should help y'all be able to see a little bit better. Now, I do what I love to do and get grease all over myself. Because grease, you know, grease gets everywhere. Even when you're trying not to. It don't matter. It still gets all over you. This is a pin that holds the throwout, or basically the clutch fork. Holds the throwout bearing on there. So I'm gonna put some grease on here. It'll help it from squeaking. I know something here with the clutch was squeaking a good bit, so I have it off. Might as well put some grease on it. Don't hurt nothing. Kind of an odd type of stream that we're doing here. Normally I don't do streams like this, but I figured I'm not doing a video of it, so I might as well do a stream so you can kind of see what we're doing. Grease gets everywhere. That's fine. Nope, definitely not. This is gonna get all over my gloves. That's fine. Which direction? I'll put it through this way. Because, you know, why not? Okay, there's that. Kinda. Oh, crap. I gotta put a. Okay, pull this back off. Forgot. My dad told me to put a hole in the bushing. Grease can get in there because there's a bushing here, throwout bearing, and the grease, the hole in the bushing ain't lined up to the grease fitting. So, like, kind of show you here. So down here is the hole that's in this brass bushing. Up here is the grease fitting. So that bearing, or the hole is down here when it should be up here. So what I'm gonna do is get a drill bit, even though the drill's not out here, so this ought to get fun. Probably have to take you guys over to the other shop to do this, but I have to get a small bit, take this grease fitting out, and then we'll drill a hole down through the brass bushing, but then we'll have to take a file in there and clean that up, get the burrs out. Because I don't think, I mean, maybe we can attempt to take the bushing out. I almost hate to though. Maybe we can attempt to take the bushing out and just turn it. That would be nice if we could do that. Alright. Alright, someone comment, should I just attempt to take the bushing out, or should I just drill a hole in the top of it? Or if I take the bushing out, I'll just turn it and get that hole lined up. What should I do? Because the drill is in at the house. My dad needs it in there. We don't have a drill out here. I'd have to take it over to the other shop. I'm probably better off just doing that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna, you know, do what I don't really want to do and drill. We'll take the grease fitting out. There you can see the hole. So right there is the hole. It should be up here, not down here. So yeah, we had to do this actually on the 620. I just got grease on myself. That's fine. Had to do this on the 620 because the steering, because we put the bushing in there and it didn't have a hole in there, so we put a grease fitting in there so it can get grease. So we had to drill down through the cast iron on the steering housing and put one down through the bushing, and then we threaded it and just put a grease fitting in there. So this already has the hole. I just gotta put a hole in the bushing. That shouldn't be too bad. Famous last words. All right, let's do this. Get a. Well, actually, I get 1/4 inch sockets. There we go. And we're back. This is, I was joking when I said 1/4 inch. Well, 1/4 inch drive, I wasn't really joking, but it was a 1/4 inch that I needed. 1/4 inch socket, that's fine. Yeah. So, right there is the grease fitting, grease zert, whatever you want to call it. I call it a grease fitting. To get a small drill bit and drill through that hole right there, which will go down through the top of the bushing right here. So let's get a grease fitting and do that. Or yeah, let's get, not a grease fitting, I have a grease fitting. Let's get a drill bit and go do that. Let's see if I can find one that'll fit. That's more like it. Alright, I don't think there's a drill down back here. Yeah. Alright, let's go over to the other shop to do this. I gotta fold the legs up on the tripod because they'll be getting hit on everything and making you guys dizzy. Becker's, my brother's F-250 that I made a short about, and it got 11,000 views, believe it or not. I couldn't believe it. It's just a video of him pulling out that door right there. It got 11,000 views. But hey, I'll go with it. not very good connection in there, but that's why I have the big door open, even though it's cold out here. You can see there's snow in the ground. It's melting pretty quick though. We had about 4.5, 5 inches. And by the end of the day, this was Monday. By the end of the day, actually no, Tuesday, because Monday night's when it snowed. So by the end of the day, Tuesday, it was pretty much all gone. We had maybe about 2 inches in the ground, so more than half of it melted just in a couple hours. We're in the other shop now. So we gotta attempt to do this here on the big drill press. So the milling machine. Okay, that's not what I wanted to move. Let's get the legs. Oh, if I maybe loosen this nut up, and the legs will operate a little better. There we go. Oh, and then it went down here where we want to be. Alright, here you can kind of see. Here's this. Get some light on the subject. It's kind of dark in here. That didn't do much of anything. That's fine. This is a bit overkill for the hole I gotta drill here, but I have to go into the house, and my dad wants that drill to stay in there. So let's just, do this the right, not right way. Want to learn what in the world I'm doing here. I could just hold it and do this, but I'm not really up to doing that. I guess I can fit on backwards. And we gotta get this somewhat centered. Don't have to be perfect, but I don't want to booger the threads up. That's the last thing I need to do. Okay, this shouldn't go too hard, so here we go. It's moving, that's fun. I'm not pushing hard because the draw bang isn't in the clamp very good. I gotta make it in here better good. Well, that side's not even doing clamp. Okay. So, I'm gonna put something put on the door. That's the normal way of doing things, but I don't do things normally. Here's the wonder. I gotta get that lined up again. Okay, we're through. Not too bad. Now we gotta take a file and clean that up. So you can't really see. Well, there you can see all the burrs hanging down. So we gotta take a file and get them all cleaned up. But now there's a hole through there. That's what we want. Now we'll go over here and take the file and clean the burrs out. Turn the light off. Forgot to turn that off. Get a file. Where's our file? I don't see a file that I need in here. maybe the file is over here. Let's see once. A lot of times they'll just be laying here, you know. It's not over where the files are supposed to be. That's normal. Perfectly normal. Who all is watching? Go ahead and throw it in the chat if you're watching. This is weird. Like, all the files are gone. Where could they possibly be? It's not even laying here on the lathe. This is, use this one. Didn't even really need that. Now we gotta get a rag, if I can find one of them around here. And just make sure, stuff this down in here. Just gotta make sure that we got all the shavings out of there. Looks good. That's what we had to do. Cloud Moon 04, hello. It just fell. But here we go. So that hole right there is what we needed. Now that'll get greased when we put grease in there, which it wasn't getting greased before. So it could have been actually, but yeah, no. That could have been part of the squeak that the loboy had. So yeah, maybe, possibly a squeak resolved. Nope, definitely not. It's gonna squeak just as bad because the brake is, well, probably metal and metal contact. So yeah, that definitely needs some attention. I gotta get the drill bit. Kind of, you know. The tripod barely fits through here with the legs out, you know, because look at the shop. I mean, it's got a bunch of stuff in here. It's a shop for you. This used to be the main shop, but now that one back there that we're getting ready to go back to again, that used to be our cow barn. We still have a cow. Well, it's a heifer that we got for beef, but my mom then got attached to it because it's a heifer, and now she's become a pet. So now we want to get a bull to put in there with her, because praise of cows, well, steers and bulls lately are ridiculous. To buy a steer every year for beef. If we get a bull, we have to have her. We just get our own supply of beef. So we got the freezer stocked full of venison this year, since we're not going to have any beef in the freezer. Because normally about this time of year, we'll go ahead and butcher a steer, but not this year because, well, we don't have one to butcher. So, all right, let me go put this drill bit back, and then we can continue to put the clutch in. Well, after I put the grease back in. Alright, now we gotta put this grease fitting back in. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And check out my other content. I'm trying to do more of these type live streams. Because normally or the ones that I do in the house, they get boring and not many people want to watch those. So we do them out here when we're working when they're not boring as well. They're not as boring, I should say. Okay, now get the dirt off of that. Not that really matters, but I'm not sure where that went. Okay, now we'll put this back in again. This goes on just like so. Just like that. That's how that goes on. So how this operates when it's down in here, but this is kind of how it goes. The top is just on a pin that pivots. Clutch is back here. When you push the clutch, there's a rod that comes back from the clutch and it pushes back on this, which that'll pivot, kind of like so. I'll pivot and push back on the clutch forks, which will disengage your clutch. So the only time that this here bearing is spinning is when you push the clutch. But this part here, right here, this don't spin. The only thing that spins is this. But the drive shaft that goes through here is always spinning. So you can see how, well, it was more dirty. I just remembered that I cleaned this, but there was not really much grease in here. So that's why we went ahead and drilled a hole in the top of there so we can get some grease in there, because with the shaft that goes in here, that's spinning all the time. If you don't have grease in there, that's just gonna destroy that brass bushing. So now that we have a hole in there with the grease fitting, now we can put grease in there, and that'll be a little better. I know the PTO needs some attention because the clutch don't disengage the way it should. But we're not really going to dig into that. We can do that later on down the road. Don't really need the clutch right now unless we have like a snow blower on here. But I don't have one of them. The only thing that we use the clutch for right now is, for the PTO clutch, is for the deck. And we don't have a deck on here right now. And the main reason for not having a deck on here right now is because I don't have a hydraulic pump on it. So that's one thing I got to put on the front of the Kubota is a hydraulic pump. But right now we're just trying to get this drive shaft strengthened up because it kept breaking off pins. That's breaking off pins laying up there. But it just kept breaking off pins, and they're just little, like, about 1/4 inch pins, and it just broke them things off like it was nothing. So we went ahead and just welded the drive shaft solid. So if it's not straight, well then we got a problem. But what could possibly go wrong? I couldn't think of a single thing. But anyhow, that's enough talking. Let's get this here put back in and angle you guys down so you can kind of see what we're doing here. Maybe. Down. You guys see? Heck, it's hard for me to see. So that's fine. Okay, that is like that. And then this here pin will go through there to find the other hole. Go through. Good grief. There you go. Thank you. Now we'll go ahead and put the clip in there. I believe that's the right clip. I don't know. I think it is. It's a clip, I should say. There we go. There we go. That's what we wanted. Wow, I even managed to put that in the right direction. Didn't even look at that, but thankfully I had it in the right way. We'll go ahead and put some grease on this. Dart Sport. Good afternoon. It's about afternoon anyhow. For me. Not sure what it is for you, but it's about afternoon for me. Probably around 11:30. I didn't even look at the time. Get some grease put on this pin. That should be plenty of grease. What do you think? Yeah, that should be plenty. Nothing touches on the center, just put that there so it'll be lubed up as it slides through there. Because this is what engages the clutch brake. When you push the clutch, there's brakes on here on the clutch that will then engage with the clutch and stop it so you can put it in gear without it grinding. That's why I can shift this thing on the go, because it's got a clutch brake. So put this clip in there, just like so. That could probably be adjusted, but I'm not really worried about that right now. Let's get the pin. Actually, right here is a pin. Let's get the pin back in the clutch rod down here. Let's help when I lift on the one. Yep, let's put some grease on here first. I almost forgot. Some grease put on this here pin. This is what connects the clutch rod to the clutch fork, which you kind of need that connected. This looks like this could have been squeaking a good bit, so just go ahead and put some grease on here. Okay. Reach up underneath here. This is kind of a three-hand job, which is fine. Okay, here we go. Cloudman 04, how's your day? My day is going good. How about you? Can't see nothing. I don't know if that's the hole right there or not. I don't think so. It's probably a hole 180 out. So I can't see nothing. I think it's hole 180 out. Spin. No, I ain't gonna do that because yeah, just not gonna do that. Hey, I found it. There we go. Okay. The throw-up bearing is now doing throw-up bearing again. Well, throw-up bearing things again. That's nice. All right. Push the clutch here. Make sure it still squeaks. I already heard it squeak, and I only pushed it about 2 inches. It's fine. See how bad it squeaks. It don't push all that bad. That's nice. All right. Clutch on here could use some attention, but yeah, I don't need to dig into that. Actually, clutch pad does look fine, but with the torque that we're putting into this here clutch, not sure how long it's gonna last, because with that 3-cylinder running on all 3 cylinders, I think it's putting out a good bit of torque, and there's a lot of torque for this here clutch because they're not built for the torque that I'm putting into it, so that's fine. What could possibly go wrong? I couldn't think of a single thing. Brake? Brake ain't doing squeaky things. That's nice. I don't even know how the brakes on here work. Uh-huh. Well, that one ain't even pulling. Well, that's fancy. We only got one brake working on here. Fancy. I can't believe it. Yeah, I thought these were actually, which they're not. They're band brakes, which there's bands that go around, and when you push the brake pedal, then bands squeeze down on a brake drum, basically. And that side, this side that you guys are on, that ain't doing brake things. It's actually not moving at all. So that's nice. That could be why that one is sticking. Yeah. So that's fancy. So what we'll have to do is raise this up on the lift. Not doing that right now, but we will have to raise it up on the lift so I can get under it, kind of. Because I don't have much room to get under here, especially with the deck with bracketry on it. So maybe possibly we can get this here clutch to stop squeaking. Nope, definitely not gonna happen. You know what part of it's squeaking? I actually think it's the brakes. The brake stuff squeaking. Alright, well, clutch is on. Well, throttle bearing's on. Who's here? Oh, FedEx. Now that that's on, now I guess we can get the drive shaft now. And I'll show you what we did with that. So, yeah, hang on a second. Okay. It's not ideal, but it should hold up better than what it had. So here's the drive shaft. This here bolts up to the flywheel on the engine. This here is a bolt, but we had a pin in there, and bolts actually, and it would just shear them off. So we went ahead and did the right thing and just, welded her solid. So if that breaks, well then we got another problem because there's something really wrong if we break that. So that's nice. Alright, now we will do this and see if we can't slide that in. Not sure how long the live is going to be. We'll probably go ahead and do one later. But okay. We'll have to run out and look at the tires on the what you call it, horse trailer. This is just falling down, so that's great. Alright, anyhow, back to what we were doing. Let's see if we can't slide this in there again. Actually, well, let's just put some grease here on it. Put some grease here on this. And this is what rides in the pilot bushing. and you want grease on there. And it was dry, so it's a good thing we're putting some grease on it. I should actually, just go ahead and put some grease here on these splines. Not that it really needs them, but definitely don't hurt to have grease on them. And we have no idea how this is going to act when we put when we start this up for the first time, since we welded this. So we have no idea what's going to happen. Because chances of it being straight are basically 0. So, yeah. Well, I should say, it's more than 0. It's about 50-50% chance. Anyhow. That's fine, ignore it. Let's go ahead and slide this back in there. In the pilot bushing, or in the, not pilot bushing, didn't get to that point yet, but in through the throw out bearing. Get that supplied in with the clutch. Maybe. It's not that hard to slide on there, is it? Not sure why, but I don't want to slide on there. Maybe we have to get a little help. Didn't slide out, but I might look back in. Come on. Before we take this sledge to the end of it, can we possibly get it go through? Actually, is this what it's called? Open? I don't know. Just lightly tap it in the end. Something's not lining up right. So I don't want to tap on it too hard because I don't want to crack the end out there. Can I see what I'm doing? No. That don't help. It's in here, so. I'm not sure. Let's take it out of gear. There we go. Must not have been lining up with the pilot bushing. Okay, we're through now. That's what we needed. Okay, now drive shafts in for the most part. Now, these bushings, I knocked these out of the end, so when we welded that, it didn't ruin them. Because these are just rubber bushings that go in the end of the drive shaft. Kind of takes some of the force out of it, the vibrations I should say, from the engine to the drive shaft. So yeah, I don't remember which direction they went. That's fine. Look here on the flywheel. I think we're done back there for now, so I'll turn you around here so you can kind of see the engine over here. Angle you up. Hopefully you can see. But right there's the old 3-cylinder Kubota. This is the engine that goes in there. Not from factory. This is where I swapped into it. But here is kind of hard to do. But I gotta kind of figure out which way these go. I have an idea, I think. So, those go in there just like so. So that's what direction, that's all I needed. I can put these back in. Probably should have put these back in before I put the drive shaft in, but I'm not pulling the drive shaft back out, even though it's not that hard, but I'm still not gonna do it. I like to struggle. So let's go ahead and sit you guys back here. I'll turn the camera around so you can kind of see what we're doing. And you can't really see, so let's put you over here. Finding a spot for the camera is one of the hardest parts. Oh, there we go. There you can see. Anyhow, I should put some grease on these, but I don't know that I'm gonna, because you don't really want these to fall out. I don't think it would really matter. Do I want to put grease in there? Guys, if you're watching, should I put grease on the outside if you're familiar with this kind of stuff? I think I should, but I'm kind of in between. Should I or shouldn't I put grease on here? It would definitely help it. Be better for it. But throw in the chat quick. Should I? Wait for a comment to come through here. I mean, they're not in the best of shape, but they're okay. I don't think I'm gonna see any input in the chat. So I think we'll just go ahead and just push it in there without grease. You push in there, well, correction. Oh no, drive shaft just came out. It didn't come out that hard. Why? Well, I don't want to go in now. This is why I call for grease. Okay. Drive shaft came out from this part anyway, so I'm not quite sure why these don't want to go in now. There we go. That's what we needed. I'll just take a hammer and tap that a little bit. There. You guys probably can't see this because I have it zoomed in a little bit. That's what we want. Sorry, I can't see it. We'll soon have these in there and we can slide it back in. I'll just go ahead and just do this right here. Hopefully I can get the bolts in these into the engine. be inconvenient if I can't. I don't know if I can push right in by hand. Just give it a couple love taps for good measure. Definitely not getting much done in this here live stream. That's fine. Nope, it's definitely not. We'll just do more live streams later. There we go. Now, the fun begins. Again, putting this back in. Can we get it? On our first try. Yeah, I think we did. And we did. I can't believe it. Guess I got to looking right at it. Okay. Lift this up a little bit. Kind of bent that bracket. That's fine. Okay. Well, now we get the engine. Actually, I should get a belt to put on here because there's only one belt and there should be two. So I think I should get the other belt, another belt to put on there. But I'm not sure if we're going to do that here on this stream or not. Let's see. Let's see here once. Hey Bentley. Very good. I'll probably be stopping here at some point. Anyhow. I'm in between classes right now. I just felt like coming out here and working on this. So I decided to do a live stream while I was doing it. I want to bring the engine over. So over there is the engine. Oops, didn't want to do that. Over there is the engine. We want to bring the engine over and just kind of sort of like just kind of set it in there. But I can't mount it because I got to get a belt for there. I have one belt, but it needs two belts, not just one. Oh, what the heck. You can kind of get the idea. And then on the next live stream, I'll see about melting the engine. Just get the engine and just bring it over and sit it down in there. Oops. Detach it from here. Here. Other side of the frame. Yeah, you guys this side. Spin the engine around. This is the direction it needs to be. Okay, I'll spin this. Try not to make live streams on YouTube where they're getting the engine in the frame. That's something different. There's the belt that I need. We want that to fall off. We want that to stay in there, kind of. These out of the way because I'm not putting the carrier bearing back in on me because I can't now. Didn't have one in there before with the gas engine, so I don't see why I need one now. Oh, what are the odds? What are the odds of that happening? Move it ahead a little bit. Kind of like so. now what's it sitting on? I think it's sitting on the other engine mount. Oh yeah, just bending that one. That's great. That's sweet. Something happened. Perfect. What I wanted. That's fine. Okay. What are the things getting stuck on? Don't really want to put it in there any farther because I gotta find a belt and I don't know if we have one. This is a belt like we need. Right here. So this is a PTO drive belt. This is what connects the PTO to the flywheel. So, yeah, one belt ain't enough. I gotta put the other belt on. But I tore it when I was trying to put it on when I put the engine in. So, I gotta find one. This belt don't look great, but am I gonna use it? Well, most certainly. What could possibly go wrong? It's a little bit of work to put it, back in later. That's fine. Alright, so there you kind of get the idea with the engine sitting in there. That's not engineered too terribly bad when I was knocking everything up originally. But definitely want to clean this up so we can clamp this on, that means we can eliminate one exhaust leak. The other exhaust leak is, well, all the blow-by that's coming out of the crankcase. The exhaust that's coming out of the crankcase. So, yeah, that's fine. But we can eliminate one exhaust leak. Get it to come out the exhaust here and not down here. We want it to come out of here, not here. Means I gotta take the grinder, clean this up a little bit, and get exhaust clamp and clamp add on there. But this here engine, it just got some power when it's running on all 3 cylinders. But not too shabby. May see about making something better for the shut-off. Was that's the throttle. What I had this doing was just basically wrapping up around here, getting jammed in there, kind of like that, and come down here and going in there. But it's not the best kind of setup. So I may kind of see if I can still have it going through there, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just put it back on the net work. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do there yet to make it a little better. I wouldn't mind drilling a hole in the bottom here and welding a nut on there, but am I going to do that? Probably not. Because it makes a mess when I'm trying to drain the antifreeze out. But a lot of the antifreeze just drains right out on the block. Because the head gasket is shot, even though it's a brand new head gasket. The Chinese special. But yeah. So I think that's going to be it for now. I don't think there's anyone watching right now anyhow. Well, there is. Someone. It's going to be once we get it mounted. Do another one. We want to get slid up there, bolted in there and down below, same place over there, down below. Get them 4 bolts in on each side. That'll get the engine mounted. Then it won't. Oh, it's actually pretty solid right now. But yeah, but we gotta pull them bolts out there so we can get the drive shaft bolted to the flywheel. But I gotta get, like I said, I gotta get a belt for here to run this. Instead of having one V-belt, I need 2 V-belts. So we'll see if we can find another one of them. Hopefully the same length, probably not. But yeah, not too bad. And I plan on just running the hydraulic pump right off the front of the engine here. So that'll kind of just sit right in here. It'll have about like 4 more inches of space here. So we'll be able to, we should be able to fit one in between there. Probably not. But it would be nice if we can fit one in between there. And also put the blow-by tube on so it's not, lubricating the alternator. But yeah, could be worse. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this live stream. We'll do another one hopefully when we're working on this again. So stay tuned for the next live stream, and till then, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.